Okay, so a very good evening to all of you, and I welcome you to the first session of Prepare to Play series, the series which we run every exams and before the result to make you prepared for the ultimate glory of becoming a chartered accountant and making you job ready. So I am your host and host, and I am the founder for this particular program. I am chartered accountant Deepak Mulchandani, and before, as we are in India, so there is some 5 minutes of time which is to be given to people to join. May I request all of you to just give your demography, that means the city where you have logged in from, so that we can get an idea who are we catering to right now. So if you can type your cities into the thing. Okay, Hyderabad, Pali, Rajasthan, great. Amravati, Maharashtra. Nimish from Jaipur, great. Amisha from Delhi. Sri Shankar from Chennai. Divya from Indore, okay. Rashi from Jabalpur. Anshita from Indore, great. Nishita from Ghaziabad. चेन्नई से लेके दिल्ली तक. उज्जैन, हैदराबाद, गुजरात. नेहा, in Gujarat where? Okay, great. So technically things are okay. These are all good to go things. So I may ask you that it's being 6 right now. We'll give 1 more minute and then we'll get on to the session so that we make the best use of our time with each other. Okay, Hitesh Khatri from Gwalior, great. Mhm. Candidates. And Jaipur, Rajasthan. Okay, great. So all are there who are logged in. Great to see all of you. I'll just click a small tile picture because usually tile picture is needed that we are live. People need to make that feel. आजकल दिखाना पड़ता है ना, बताना, जताना. Okay, in terms of language, how are you comfortable? You are comfortable with full English or a blend of Hindi English mix? Because there are some friends from Chennai. So I wanted to understand what is the language blend you would be preferring. Okay, Ravi Teja says full English is needed. Nimish also says full English. I can understand people from Chennai having. Sriram says blend or full Hindi. Wow. Sriram, you are from Hyderabad and you are able to understand full Hindi. That's really nice to know. Okay, so I think we are sorted. So now let's go ahead. Okay, so let's get on to work. Why am I here? Why are you here? And why this session is needed? So I am your host and host, Chartered Accountant Deepak Mulchandani. For this session, who am I? What do I do? So that is the first thing which you would like to ask and say ki why are we here together? So just a sec. So this is your session. We'll be having a prepare to play session which will focus with you on CV drafting. CV refers to the first aspect of our working. This is the way people look at you, this is the way people understand you, and this is the way you represent yourself, the way you dress yourself. But to dress yourself, you need to choose the right dress. But wearing that dress in front of the recruiter, you need to have some document which becomes an introductory page and shows that yes, you are ready for this or not. So that's how things work. I wanted to understand how many of you are right now in terms of awaiting the CA final results, or you might be CA intermediate students also, or CA final. So if you can tell me at what stage of the CA you are doing, means you are awaiting CA final results or awaiting intermediate results. I presume the maximum demography will be of people who are awaiting CA final results. Okay, most of you are awaiting your CA final results. Okay, great. So this happens to be the right place, and you will be able to invest your time on the right place. I promise you, your next 50 minutes will help you understand and organize a lot of things, because now what I've started feeling is it's not about just simply doing something. It's about managing the aspect that there's an information overload everywhere. You are not able to understand things properly, and then at that point of time, when you go and see what exactly should be done, because now you have a problem of plenty. If there is a chat GPT, if there is a perplexity, if there is something or the other, everybody is ready to give you the gyan, everybody is ready to give you the stuff, but you are not able to understand how to organize that stuff. If yes, give me a yes or no, or give me an emoji or something, so that I come to know that I am making some sense or not. Okay, may I please request all of you to keep yourself on mute so that the flow doesn't get disturbed. Yeah. So in order to handle the problem of plenty, let's go on to it. Yes, there's a lot of content and we are difficult to choose, because everybody is ready to work for you now at your tap of phone. Can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this version, that version? Because all the GPTs and perplexities are doing that right now for you. So that's the challenge. So whom are you investing your time with? Most of you would have not met me first. We all are connected through social media, through LinkedIn. So let me introduce myself. Who am I? What do I do? I am a chartered accountant, and I am the founder of this particular venture called D2P Placements, where we help fresh and experienced chartered accountants to get jobs in big fours and industries. I have been a part of PwC and Deloitte, and have worked on the assignments of leading organizations like HUL, Titan, ABB, Suzlon, Tussauds Group, and I've been teaching and training CA students also since 2006. It's been almost 20 years now. So I conduct interview and grooming preparation sessions along with placement drives. So we do placement drives. We have the recruiters with us, which I'll share the names and the list with you in some while. I was the first one from Bangalore Deloitte office to be selected for UK assignments, and I was seconded to London for 4 months on behalf of Deloitte London India office to Deloitte London. And I have also been a special invitee to the Accounting Standards Committee of ICI for local bodies, not for the industry, but for local bodies, all the Nagar Nigams and all the municipal corporations. And I really like to toy with technology in terms of understanding it, and I made myself a mobile application which got hosted way back in 2016. Now there are 2 mobile applications which are going on. One is the D2P Placements mobile application, and the other one is Economics for CA Foundation. So I teach and train CA students also, and I groom them for jobs also, and I'm into active practice also. Why am I doing this? First of all, this is gonna be a free session. I will not be asking you any money. I'll not be asking you to pay any sums of money for any grooming or interview readiness. It's my way of giving back to the society, because when I came back from PwC and Deloitte, so when I came back from PwC and Deloitte and I started teaching and training, and then I realized that in smaller towns and smaller places, many of the kids do not have access to all these things. So that's the reason I do it. Every results, I do a set of 5 or 7 sessions. One of them is the first one today, and there is a full list of sessions also which we will be doing. I'll just show you in this session itself. So the purpose is me, along with me, the students who have been placed through me, they come back and give it back to all of you and have a session with you, So it will be ranging from the variety of how to handle audits, how to handle interviews, what investment banking is all about, and what are the do's and don'ts in Big Four interviews, how to draft your LinkedIn profile, how to prepare it, how to prepare your profile on Naukri. So all these things are available, which we do. So I don't do batches of grooming, but I do these sessions and then I put it up for viewing for candidates over the internet. And Mayank says that he has seen a couple of my videos. Thank you very much, Mayank. And if it has given the value, I'm really grateful that it gave some value to you. Which one did you see, Mayank, if you can tell me? If you can remember. Okay, Sachin says Parth Verma's session. Yes, Parth has been my student. Fareen talked about investment banking and private equity. Correct. Ananya, you have been my student. Ananya Arora. Yes, I remember the COVID batch student. If foundations, if I am not wrong. या उसके बाद वाला बैच है ना. I remember your name. Great. Good. If all of you remember me and if all of you have still finding some value, great. So that's how this community works. So we will not be asking you any of the money. So you can be rest assured. So the only fee which you have to give is you have to put it across to other people also that these people are making some more sense. So please join them and listen to them. Everywhere you are not supposed to go and pay yourself. Because my first and foremost thinking is anybody who is already a CA finalist awaiting results is one of the most knowledgeable persons on the planet as of now. And I am not just trying to tell this to please all of you. Let me tell you, any of the subject experts with all the respected teachers across the board, all of them are experts of one subject, and any CA final student at any point of time is a subject expert of 6 subjects including the mammoth IBS. So please understand, you all are doing great work, but the problem is social media is nowadays social media and digital marketing has created a situation of FOMO in front of all of you, that you still feel that you are unskilled, you are lacking some skills. That is something which you should not have. That's the first thought which you should carry to yourself. I have already attempted the exams. I have already given the papers, so I am aware of DT, IDT, reporting, IBS. Still, if the world is making you feel that you are nowhere, so that is something which you need to do an introspection, why this world is trying to do this. Yes, man, especially LinkedIn. LinkedIn mein everything is nicey, hunky dory and nice, you know. Nobody comes up with all those challenges which they are facing. Yes, so that is what please understand. That's the first starting point for me to tell all of you that, boss, you all are already somewhere. You all are already doing something. Yes, so please samajhiye. If you ask me also 10 different things, friends, today in terms of subjects, you are more expert than me. Let me be very honest. I am into internal audits, I am into advisory. I know my client well. I don't know all the provisions because I can hit the book anytime. So as and when you grow, you are not required to understand all the technical nitty-gritties. As and when you start going up, you need to understand how to handle people and situations and then accordingly go further. So please relax on that point, okay? Secondly, this is my placement report card so far. These are the firms who recruit through us: EY, PwC, KPMG, Deloitte, Wipro, BDO, EXL Technologies, Evosys, Galaxy Surfactants, Mastech, Aprari, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, Infosys, Navi Technologies. So we have done this effort. So we have done around 2,750 placements so far. And if you want, इसको थोड़ा मैं और बढ़ा चढ़ा के बताता हूँ. So I have been able to interact with more than 20,000 chartered accountants so far in the last journey of 10 years. The point is, when I started working on all these things, there was no social media, there was no LinkedIn, there was no Instagram. So we have done physical drives, we have done walk-ins, we also do virtual drives nowadays. So things have changed. And if somebody has got a trust issue, I'll be more than happy to share the photographs also. that the drives actually happen, Big Fours visit us, and then we help candidates get placed. Couple of the people who will be coming up into these sessions will be the ones who have been a part of those drives and who have got selected. So all the Farheen session you have seen, Farheen got appointed in Deloitte through me, and similarly Parth has been my student, but Parth did not work in a Big Four. He opened up his own venture, the Valuation School, and he is doing great. Similarly, Farheen then moved out of PwC and now has opened up her own venture equity fund, Soaring Angels, if I am not wrong. So there are lots of people whom you will be interacting with. Neha Singh will be speaking to you from, she was earlier working with Sequoia Peak XV, which is the investment banking company. So she is working there. So there are lots of candidates who will come and interact with you. Nowadays this becomes a very celebrated term called a boot camp or something. So the flashy terminology may not be there, but the content is there. Okay. So हो गई marketing. ठीक है. अब काम की बात करें. Can we get on to work now? How many of you have got your pads ready? I know you would have an AI assistant. I know you will have a summary, but my simple question to you is, do you have a writing pad right now in front of you? If you have, please say yes. That is what I need. Nimish, go and grab one writing pad. If you will come back and say, मैं मोबाइल के नोटपैड में नोट कर लूँगा, I am okay with it, but noting practically there will help you in the paper, because I am trying to make you understand how to draft your CV. And before we go further, I hope we all are connected over the social media. So this is the Linktree QR code nowadays, which you can use to connect with me over various social media, because regular updates will be there. And I hope you had filled up the Google registration form, which was circulated on a WhatsApp group and the Telegram group. You got the invite through that only, correct? So the first and the formal duty is, at the end of this session, you need to tell your friends that, boss, you need to be in this place to listen to these people. Okay? So pen and register ready? Great. So now first of all, you are supposed to understand that CV preparation, what it is all about. Why is it important to write resumes well? Why? Now can you see the image on the screen? What person's image comes to your mind who is wearing this black coat and a white t-shirt or a shirt? Tell me. This will be an interactive session. It will not be a one way, because Ananya, being my student, knows me. I interact. And I need your interaction and responses so that accordingly the session can be molded. So ये किसका ड्रेस लगता है? Whose dress it looks like? Ourselves, professional women, professionals, correct? A professional women or a professional person, correct? Yeah, I was gender neutral by selecting this image, so it's a male or a female, it's okay with me. It's gender neutral for me. Yes, a professional. So there is something called artifactual communication, you know, communication through appearance. So this is your communication through appearance. So as you perceive a person's image through the dress, the person will perceive your capabilities through your CV. So therefore a CV has to be written very well. So bankers wear formals because of that. It gives them predictability, trust and relatability. If I tell you, can you make this dress want to Ranveer Singh? Ranveer nahi, Ranveer, the Dhurandhar Ranveer. Why? Why? ठीक ना, Ranveer Singh, simple. Yes, that's a personality mismatch. You see him always in flashy clothes, in a stylish outfit, coming into a very different, unique and style, because that is his profession. Correct? So that is where we need to understand, are we selling our appearance or are we selling our intellect? You and me as professionals are selling our intellect. So our intellect is more important rather than our appearance, but our appearance should be decent enough. This is the reason you see doctors, lawyers, engineers and chartered accountants being dressed in a very subtle way. In a nice but subtle way. बहुत ज़्यादा loud कपड़े नहीं पहनते हैं. Correct? That's the reason. So a resume is your representative. Interviewer sees the resume before they see you. While you are there interviewing, it's a guide for the interviewer to know about you. So आपसे मिलने से पहले, before meeting you, I have to see your resume. Okay, so once I see the resume, I develop a perception. What to be done, who is she, what is she up to. So I have a picture in my mind before going to meet you. So therefore, you need to invest a good amount of time, and let me tell you, it's been almost 15 days now. You are done with your exams. The sleep cycle would have become better. You would have binge watched your all the pending movies and web series. You would have caught up with friends, ate a lot of घर का खाना. So now you are coming back to senses, and now you are starting to say, कुछ तो कर लेना चाहिए. Now we should do something for ourselves before the results come. Therefore I did not start this immediately after your exams got over. I said, यार थोड़ा सांस तो लेने दो बच्चों को. So therefore I kept a gap of 10-15 days. That's the reason. Okay, let's go. So 5 things to be kept in mind. Now here the register should work. 5 things you need to keep in mind. First, contents in the language of your CV. A. B. Content, the structure. Third, the quantification of your CV, the balancing of CV, and reviewing it. So these are the 5 things which we need to keep in mind. This is the basic skeleton of any CV. Contents and language, structure, quantification, balancing it, and reviewing it. Are we here together? You need to give me a yes or no. Yes. So now we will take each section one by one. Okay. So we will take each section one by one. Contents, structure, quantification, balancing, and reviewing it. And today, after the session, when tomorrow we meet, I would request all of you to come up with some sample CVs, come up with some work and show it to me. So like a teacher, I need to check कि कुछ किया कि नहीं किया. That shows your sincerity, that shows your commitment, that okay, you are investing here some time in the evening hours. So it should be. हाँ Mayank, if it's already prepared, you can refine it today after today's session. That would help. Okay. So the first thing, when you build your resume, the contents. So all the pictures here will give you some idea. I am a firm believer of this thing. A picture is worth 1,000 words. So when you start building your CV, the results are still away, almost a month. First week na? Yeah, end of February. Any rumors as of now? First week. Then there will be tweets coming in. Then people will again come and again put some tweet on X. That okay, ऐसा है, reliable sources, all that will happen. No? Unnecessary suspense will be created. This has been happening now. Okay, so you have some time. So you have to start early. When you start early and you have to select the contents, first of all, write down all that you have done and achieved. Now the moment you start saying, I have done articleship with XYZ and company, in statutory audit or in taxation. So do you really think your 3 years of articleship, because all of you are those 3-year kids, correct? अभी 2 साल वाले बच्चे आए नहीं हैं. 2 years articleship resume is going on right now. They are into their articleship, so they will complete their articles next year. So you all are completing 3 years of articleship, correct? So do you really think 3 years can be summed up in one line? No, sir. This is what has defined you. This is what has changed you. So you need to write down all what you have done. So if somebody says, I can write only I did stat audit, internal audit, bank audit, articleship, इतना ही लिखना है क्या? No, you are not supposed to write so less. I'll tell you how it works. Okay, so you have to write down what you will achieve and write down the skills that you possess. So you would have developed skills to understand, analyze your IT skills in terms of drafting, in terms of Excel. You have to list down. Okay, then you have to sleep on it for a day. Now what does that mean? Sir, I'll put everything and sleep like a pillow. No, once you make a list, sometimes, most of the times it happens that you are not able to summarize everything on single sitting. Once you start thinking through it, it's like understanding the overall assessment process, understanding the overall financial modeling concept. Yeah, आज समझा है, I have understood today, I will digest it, I will think it over in different angles and then I will go into the depth. Remember, if you start reading sections and subsections, then you say, okay, it is working this way, it is working that way. So you need some time to absorb and digest it. So you need to sleep on it for a day. Then you would have definitely missed out something. But if you have been good enough that, sir, everything is covered, fine. But I have seen this, once you write everything on a piece of paper and then you start seeing it, you will realize, okay, this can be done in a more better way. Correct? Then you need to prioritize and sanitize your CV. Now what do you mean by prioritizing and sanitizing your CV? So the moment you prioritize and sanitize, what happens is you start prioritizing the information. Okay, so you would have done something in school, something in first year of articleship, second year and third year. So from the recruiter's point of view, start thinking what is more important for him, the vouching verification aspect or the client handling and client closure and presentation and management discussion. Tell me, what will be relevant from the recruiter's point of view? Bayan says client and management presentation, handling the client. Yes. So now, with your due regards and permission, it's 6:30 in the evening. Am I allowed to have my chai? Because I can't switch off the camera and have my chai. You all can do that. Am I allowed to sip my cup of tea along with when I'm speaking and asking you to give an answer? So I want that permission. Chalega? So I'll do a couple of small sips because right time in the evening, no? Okay, so once you start prioritizing the information, so what will happen is, I also got a question from many people that how do I list out my work? Okay, so when you do this, so listing out your work, I have done a small calendar kind of work to make your life easy. I'll show you how you have to list your work. Listing your work. So you would have been 2022, 23, 24, 25, correct? So you need to first of all scribble something like this, So 2022 if you started, then you complete your 1 year in 2023. All of you have started your articleship around 2022 or 2023, tell me. Pratik says 23, Ananya 22. Okay, so all people 22, 23 people are there. Okay. So accordingly, what I'm trying to tell you is, whenever month you started, just draw a small kind of a matrix like this: Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay. And then year wise you make 4 rows. What will you realize is you started on which, and then August, September, October, November is the busy season. Am I correct? Usually for CA offices, and March also if you are into bank audits, and if you are into listed clients, then whole year is a busy season. Correct? So now what you are supposed to do is, in the busy season, first of all, you need to understand. So what all you would have done? You would have done statutory audit, you would have done internal audit, concurrent audit, special nature work, and the kind of clientele which you would have catered is private companies, public companies, NGOs, trusts, partnerships, and sole proprietorships. Am I correct on the universe? Pratik has been lucky enough to get into corporate finance and IPO. So, correct, special nature work as it will fall into the category. So, you need to prepare something like this. And then I tell you what, 3 saal ka 3 years work you can't submit and put up in one shot. So, what you need to do is you need to think through every month what did I do and what is the best source to remember all this? Sir, timesheets. Do you maintain timesheets in your office? If yes, so all the timesheets would be having all these details. So if all these details are there, you can just simply go and look at your timesheets and you'll realize, oh, I have done so much of work. You'll feel proud of yourself, A. You'll be able to come out with the fine details of the work. You'll be able to understand what kind of variety of clients you have seen, and then you'll also be able to see what kind of team handling you have done. Bigger firms and Pratik, many of the places they have daily worksheets because even you remember. Mayank, though it was an official email and if the email ID is still not working, it's as simple as that. You invest your time to put this across there. The reason I am showing you this is you can take a screenshot of this right now and then try to maintain something like this. It will give you enough material. Please understand. I have seen people putting prompts on GPT, draft me a CV. I am Deepak Mulchandani, chartered accountant. It can't happen now. Everybody has gone through a separate journey. GPT can't give a standardized template for all of you. Correct? So once you do this, this task helps to prioritize your sanitize your CV. Correct? Think from a recruiter's point of view always. Why would you want to hire him or her in your team? So आप ऐसी information दो, you put your facts in such a way that if somebody is looking that CV for 5 or 10 seconds, first of all, then they should have say, हाँ यार, please ऐसे बात तो करना बनती है. I should speak to him or her. That's the basic logic. Because there are lots of, it's as good as like one reel, you are doom scrolling multiple reels. One reel should have that important thing or some catch which prompts you to stop and like and share. अभी तो doom scrolling खूब चल रहा होगा. You would have been doing a lot of doom scrolling right now after your exam. Correct, na? So that's the answer. Correct. Now, it might be super important for you, but not necessarily for the interviewer. This is the most important third point if you read it. Something may be great for you, may be a very small thing for him or her. Sriram, I come to that also. We are only on the starting aspect. Now the questions have started coming. I am exclusive into IDT, but I want to make shift to finance. So that also I'll come. But let us go it first of all at one point of time. How do you go about things? Oh, Ashtati is also logged in. Great, Ashtati. We spoke in the afternoon only today. So building a resume, the contents. Ashtati is planning for our industrial training. Correct, Ashtati? So the research. Go to jobs and professional networking sites and don't go in simply CFBR nahi karna. Don't do comment for better reach. Try to understand those job and networking websites. The bigger company pages, they have their job descriptions lined up, they have the requirements. What roles in finance are the companies hiring for? I have taken up the example of finance here, okay? It's not necessarily that only finance. Some may go to taxation, some may go to audit, some may go to... So what roles they are hiring for? And trust me, if I can ask you right now itself, the only 2 slides, not even 1.5 slides we have done, the amount of work which we need to do on ourselves, how many of you can tell, sir, I have done something like this so far? And if no, write a no in the chat box. Not done like this so far. So that's a reality check right now which you will get. How many of you have sat through and listed out your work till now? Tell me. Shruti has done. Nice. Mayank has done. Wow. Work done in 3 years, Krishna. Making a list of things like this. The way I said, the matrix, that is what I'm asking. Yeah. Has done something like this, somebody. This is what I'm asking you. So this will help you now. Oh wow, good to see. Yeah, just a sec. The slide is taking a bit of a time to get adjusted. Yeah. So you need to go make a list of job descriptions and skills they are looking for, but these would be roles for experienced people, but that's okay. See, freshers ka job description is always having a problem. Most of the companies, when you go and find, they'll give you a generic job description which you will not be able to make sense immediately out of that. What you need to see is what they are looking for. At least an idea will be there. So whatever he is looking for a 3-4 year experienced person, usse thoda sa kam he would be looking for a fresher like. That's how you get an idea. Now imagine working for this person, they have advertised, what kind of a team member would she want or would he want? So you need to see a backward understanding ki if they are looking for a 4-year experienced person in this category, what will they expect with that first year person in this particular category? And accordingly you need to get that idea. Second, to have the job in 3 years from now, what skills can you show that will take you there? According to that, if you want to say I want to become a DT senior manager, so the senior manager ki skills jo hai, that you need to do a backward calculation that this is what I need to develop. I need to find out in myself. And then you need to check what all work you have done versus what you want. How do we bridge this now? How do we make a setu out of it so that it can work in a nice way? So that's the second thing, research. Now we come to organizing your resume. Okay. At the top, your name and contact details and age. The moment I say the contact details, what all are the essentials of a contact details? Can you tell me? Your mobile number, your email ID, anything else? A LinkedIn ID if you have. And if the LinkedIn ID is properly coming up, then only. Don't give him an area and don't give your Insta IDs, okay? And they should be hyperlinked. This should be working. So if he or she can see that, okay, I can go and check out this person on this particular LinkedIn, he can do it. And the email also hyperlink should be working. Second section comes is education in reverse chronological order. Reverse chronological means the latest education has to come first, and then like so your CA final will be first, your CA inter, your CA foundation, your BCom, your 12th and then 10th. That's how it has to come. Your academic achievements. If you have scored well, nice. If you have not scored well, it's fine. All the academic achievements, if you have any, you can list down. Third, your articleship experience. Now here, always when we do these sessions, people come back and even I have a view that your section 3 can be your section 2 also. And your section 3 can be your section 1 also. There is no hard and fast rule for this. Yes, Ram Prakash, you can say, for example, CA final Jan 26 appeared awaiting results. It's totally okay. Because you will be applying in pre-result drives. So that's how. Correct? Then comes the skills and proficiencies. If you can see the image on the side, the noob and the pro. So if you are a newbie, you are unorganizing yourself. If you are a pro, you will be organizing your stuff. So this is what organizing is all about. Your skills and proficiencies. So if I think if I have done some extensive working, the section 3 and 4 can go and sit in section 1 and 2 also. Okay, and then things can come. Because if I am working, so if I have working experience more, I would like to sell that more rather than only my academics. Okay. Okay, Hitesh has a view. I have done BBA. Would it make me look like not having clarity? So can I just skip to list it? Why? What is the lack of clarity in having a BBA? I had a liking towards business. So I have done BBA as well as I have pursued CA. That's an achievement that you have been able to manage both of them together. What's wrong in that? You are understanding the business nuances better than others. I don't foresee any problem in this. And even if they ask you this question, then you have the answer. I wanted to get a flavor of how the businesses work. Anyways, I was getting into finance and accounts, but I wanted to see that this way it works also. Correct? Let's go further. Any co-curricular activities, example of leadership collaboration in section 7. Section 6 and 7 got repeated. Sorry, it's section 6 only, and then section 8 is your interest. Now, interest, please. A hand-folded request. Please make it interesting. You all should be evolving now from watching TVs, binge watching, internet surfing, and all that kind of stuff should not be there in your CVs. Okay, it should not so come under watching, making friends, watching TV. That means you are not doing anything. Correct? Okay. Co-curricular activities. If you have been a part of the school activity group and you have just a participant in one of the bigger annual functions, that won't make any sense. Okay. Anything tangible which adds to your personality, which you think a person at the age of your 23, 24 recruiting a chartered accountant needs to understand that, okay, this is the skill which will help me to get better from him or her, will help. So please, if you would have been a very good participant in musical chair or a sack race or a drawing competition in class 5th, or you were a part of something like this, that doesn't help here. Okay, this will be considered that you are acting a bit kiddish in trying to sell yourself. Okay, now the moment you quantify your resume, okay, before I forget, we will be having some sample CVs also right now in this session only. Once we are done with this particular slide, I'll show you some 3 or 4 sample CVs. Now those sample CVs will help you understand that what is correct, what is incorrect, how to put things. So there will be 4 or 5 sample CVs also which I will share with you. Okay. Now quantify what you can. Now tell me one thing. How many of you have worked on statutory audit? This is a question which should not be asked, but I'm just asking. Now, okay, so whatever audit you have worked, the answer should be open to all. There should be no direct message. My simple ask is, whatever you have done in statutory audit, if you were, जो भी काम किया, internal audit किया, statutory audit किया, you do one thing, you write a small sentence right now that I have worked in statutory audit in your way, that how will you present it in your CV, the line which you will present it in your CV. Any few of them, if you please write the line, I'll help you how to rephrase it. So to you make you understand that quantification, how it works, how quantification works. That's what I want you to make you understand. Right. Great. Oh, somebody came up with a big stuff, big paragraph. Great. So I've got enough examples now. I'll just simply take few of them. Let's say Ananya has said conducted internal audit in hospitality and manufacturing companies. Now this line Ananya doesn't have any quantification right now. Okay. So for example, a hospitality group हुआ होगा या hotel होगा, उसका एक turnover होगा. Okay. Manufacturing companies internal audit which you have done would be into manufacturing, steel manufacturing, auto manufacturing, component manufacturing, cement manufacturing, ऐसा कुछ होगा. And there would be some numbers. Correct? So that will help you. Did you understand the difference? Hello. Correct? So that's how you add it. Okay. Worked as a team member of statutory audit of bank regulatory requirements under SBI, SEBI. So Krishna worked as a team member of statutory audit of a bank, bank branch, bank division, bank HO for specific legal compliance related to listing requirements. Correct? Like Sonam Chavan has given, I worked on internal audit of listed company and concurrent or bank audits where I analyzed balance sheets, reviewed cash flows, verified loan documentation and identified financial and compliance risks. Now Sonam, ये paragraph becomes bigger. Okay. Can you say worked on an internal audit of a listed client on the specific scope covering financial statement analysis, cash flows and legal compliances? Turnover, size of the company, multi-location, region, central office, head office, branch. Okay, like Ronita has said audit of listed and private companies. Ronita, again the quantification is missing. Now don't you think it will help them understand in a better way that तुमने जो काम करा उसका impact क्या है? Correct? I hope I am able to give you an idea. Like for example, Khatri ji has written performed internal audit for wellness industry clients helping increase efficiency and reduce leakages by 20 to 30%. Yes, that's where the quantification comes in. Ashutosh has given me a very big paragraph. Ashutosh, don't you think we can summarize this in a nicer way? Think from a recruiter's angle, beta. Ashutosh? See, that's where I'll tell you now. There are certain things written here. See, numbers give you depth, give depth to your achievements. So you need to quantify your stuff. Make numbers relatable. ऐसा मत लिख देना. For example, I stood 7th in a group of 300. So this is relatable. I worked in a team of, for example, you say led a team of 2 members. Then there is no use. But led a team of 10 members. So they come to understand that you have got some people management skills also. Correct? यहाँ तक समझ आया सबको? You need to be specific. Giving a recommendation, like for example, Hitesh right now said, Khatriji said that I help them reduce leakages by 20 to 30%. Now, sometimes it will happen that you gave these recommendations, but were those recommendations accepted or not? Because most of the times in our audit reports, we give a lot of points which simply they say, next time we will see, last year this was not happening, the client doesn't agree and simply says, okay, you keep saying what is wrong in that. So what happens is, what exactly the outcome came up is important. So accepted and implemented. So Hitesh, we need to add that recommended 20-30% reduction, plugging of leakages, and it was accepted and implemented. So that will add more weight, beta. That is what I am trying to tell you. So quantification understood by all of you. After today's session, you will have a good amount of homework to do on your own self. That's what I can perceive. Should I go ahead? I need that interaction. Keep giving me yes or no. Yes. And if you try to become too specific, then you also get into the trap of opening up the confidentiality issues. That is one more question many people will come up and ask me, sir, can we write the name of the client? Now my question is to all of you, can you write the name of the client? Okay, all of you say no. So how will I come to know that you have worked for a big client? Yes, Ashutosh, you can write 4-5 points also. Turnover and other things, specification, okay. So which clause as per the code of ethics violates this? Can you tell me? Because you all are fresh, qualified, appeared and awaiting your qualification. Which confidentiality clause is breaking up here? Clause 1 second schedule part 1. Okay. So if you remember that clause 1 second schedule part 1, it simply clearly says no, that the client name should not be taken. Does it clearly and expressly says that? It doesn't say so. I tell you how. If I write, for example, let's take the example of that wellness company, reduce the wellness, let's say that is Wellness Forever or Apollo Pharmacy. Okay, for example, worked into the internal audit team of Apollo Pharmacy and reduced the leakages by 30%, amounting to 50 crores. Correct? Accepted and implemented. Okay? There is no breach of confidentiality here. But the moment I start saying that, please understand the differences in two sentences. Reduce the leakages and improve the efficiency by 20 to 30% at Apollo Pharmacy, Bombay office, Sion branch, in the purchase category, then that is the breach of confidentiality. नहीं आया समझ में? Did you get it or not? So for example, if you are working for a Reliance, if you are working for something bigger, don't you think you should be putting it up? For example, if I am working for Geo platform, don't you think this will add weightage that if you are working for Geo platforms, if you are working for a bigger client, for example, Ananya is working for some hospitality clients right now. So if the name of the hotel, if the name of that manufacturing company comes in, so the person is able to know, यार इसने बड़ी जगह पे काम किया है, better काम किया है. This is where the interviewer will test your understanding. I'll tell you what. So if the interviewer says, okay, Hitesh, did you end up reducing the 30% leakages? So Hitesh will say yes. So then the interviewer will ask questions. How did you do it? What did you do? Sir, there were issues in purchase, and then I tried to understand the overall purchase process. There were certain unregistered purchases going on in which there was GST, but we were not taking the GST input credit. Okay. Can you name the department? Can you name the employee and the amount? Then you will come back and say, sir, that cannot be disclosed because of the confidentiality clause. आया समझ में? So writing the client name is okay or not? If I remember, there was one very notorious student of mine, Mr. Khatri. Are you the same Mr. Khatri? Ah, okay. So you're still chasing me. Nice. नहीं कोई सीरियस होने की जरूरत नहीं. No need to be serious. हाँ, I remember he said Deepika Padukone. He used to pull me up on this. I remember. He is a sweet boy. मस्ती खूब करता था पर पढ़ता भी था. तभी यहाँ तक आ गया है. Okay. My friends from Chennai are able to handle this much of Hindi or not? If not, then I'll again go back in Mr. Ravi Teja also. Are you able to handle this much of Hindi? It's fine. Or do you want me in a monotone continuously on English? Please. Yeah, because this is a bit of a banter and this is fun because these for a few of them are my students. So we keep recalling the good old days when they used to study with me. That's why. Nothing else. Okay. So this is done. Avoid generic statements. Relate. We did this next slide. Just have a look at it, please. We relate numbers and actions to the efforts you put in. Once you put your numbers, check the numbers again. Whatever you put on resume, make sure you have read it and understood. Defending an error can be very awkward. You can't simply say, sir, I by mistake wrote extra zeros. You should not do that. If there is something in crores and millions, 1 million, 10 million, 1 crore, 2 crore, that's why it has to be 2 CR, 4 CR, that's how it should be written. Okay? And then you need to balance your resume. You have to distribute your information. Balance out the points in different sections of your resume. Don't stuff the information into one part. It's unavoidable at times. Your academic section, CA final, CA inter, foundation, graduation will be always be there. But if you have done some research, if you have done something details, that's a different thing. Then visually balance the content and distribute spikes in your resume. Spikes are highlights. So there will be some bold words, keywords that will make them stand out. For example, cost saving by 30%, listed a client, manufacturing, team handling. But at the end, please have a look and see that most of the things should not become bold. So these are those keywords, and you would have heard a lot of word called ATS. ATS, application tracking system. So ATS friendly resumes. So these keywords will help you. And then you can go to GPT also. What are the ATS friendly phrases? Once you are done with your CV, you can improvise and decorate it through GPT. But the basic structure should come through you. Done with this slide? Can I move ahead? Give me a yes or no. Okay, so distribution of information, there is a second slide. Please have a look at it. The second slide, write what you do, or if you write something, you should be able to speak about it. Now that's where Ananya and many of the people, one person said that I am from IDT background, I want to go into finance. So that's where the point gets covered now. If you want to write something which you have not done also, you should write that much only which you can defend and which you can justify. So what happens is he can ask you. So if you're writing, say I have done some working in finance, done some CMA data preparation. If you are going for a finance position, then you should be able to speak about CMA data preparation. And today the world has changed. If you want a CMA data preparation, so if you want some working exercises, that can also be done. Have you been trying GPT for this purpose also or not? Or do you want me to give a demo? How many of you want me to give a demo that how do I write all this? Umayang says demo, please. Demo. Don't worry, I won't ask you to pay anything. I'll just give a demo. Just a minute. Let me open the GPT here. Okay. Hello. I plan to appear as a CA fresher for an interview. My major experience has been into audit only, but I want to apply for finance domains. I want your help on two aspects. Is it working? First, I want you to help me with certain topics which I can practice well with you, including some case studies, some questions and practical situations. And then based on that understanding, help me draft and then based on that understanding help me draft certain quantifiable and relevant points in my CV which I can defend in the interview. दिख रहा है Mayank? It helps. I don't remember who wanted to go into finance. I don't remember the name of a person, but somebody asked this question in the beginning that I am into IDT and wanted to go into. I think Ram Prakash, you asked me. Somebody asked. I don't remember the name. I am not able to scroll through the chat because a lot of comments and a lot of chat is going on. But I remember somebody asked me. See, so working capital, cash flow, forecasting, budget, 6 points you will make them understand. CV points you can defend in interview. See, such a beautiful way he is giving. Audit CV line, conducted statutory audit, finance study CV line. Analyze working capital cycles of manufacturing clients. Identify receivable inefficiencies that impacted operating cash flows and management decisions. These are such beautiful things GPT gave you. Quantified, decision oriented and defensible. See, I'll tell you what, friends, GPT and AI is something, the more you try to explore and put time into it, the more it will help you. As a user, even I was not able to do this way in the beginning. But then at the moment you spend time, it will work. How do we proceed? So he is giving you practical questions also. So the more detailed your prompt is, the better answer it will bring you. And then what you do is, now what happens is people do this to GPT, to Perplexity, to Gemini. Select one first of all and then get into it. And then invest time. We are giving you case studies also. So now tell me, if all this is available at a click of a GPT, do you really need to get interview ready and pay some thousands of rupees? Because the most important thing is you will invest your time. That is what is needed now. And thankfully in India, GPT Pro is free for 1 year. Got this idea? Chalu, aage chalu. Can I go ahead now? Very good, Sonam, if you are doing this for preparation. Very good. See, that's where we will become better than others. Na? People are using it only for rephrasing their messages over WhatsApp or trying to just bios and all those posts. This is where this will work. Yes, it should be done. So you need to distribute. Mock interview is very nice. Mock interviews go through this. So if you write, you should be able to speak about it. Try to stand out with your spikes. Yes, you might be interested in cricket, so is the entire country. So what cricket? Now IPL stats are something which you should not be interested about. If you challenge the stereotypes, so then you should be able to defend. If you say I am reading fiction books, or if I am reading case studies, if I am reading this and that, then you have to be very clear on this. Ki bhai kaise karna hai. Otherwise there will be a problem. And neatly organize your information in the resume. Now what's the format? I think you can cross check. If you have done your CV once, you can just check the format. Number 1, your name should be in the largest font size. Contact details 1-2 points larger than the body text. Easy to use read fonts 11-12, Calibri, Arial and Tahoma. And please, my hand folded request to all of you, don't try to go for decorative one. there will be always a problem, because all the versions of MS Word or PDF are different, and sometimes when the files open up from Apple computers or iPhones to Android phones, then also the formats undergo a change. So your CV should not be preferably sent in Word files, it should be sent in PDF files, correct? And the acceptable fonts are Calibri, Arial and Tahoma. Times New Roman should not be used, it's very old and a boring font. Space out the text so that there is enough white space for the reader. Do not clutter everything in one part, leaving a lot of white space. The one more boiling question which comes to, how many pages my CV should be? There is no standard rule. One pager is preferred, but if you have something more to show, you can go to 2 pages. Nobody will stop you. And there is no killing rule ki 2 page ka resume bana le. Should not be a problem. And the text should be left justified. This is very important, because most of the people, when they open it on small screens, tablets or on phones to see your CV, and if it is disorganized, the information will move here and there, and they will be saying, "Arey yaar, I am not able to read this CV properly." So please left align and justify the text. Okay. Read your resume. Once it is done, you should be reading it again and again till you get sick of reading it. बोर हो जाओ. So you should be remembering it by heart, कौन सा comma, कौन सा full stop क्या लिखा है, and everywhere you should be able to justify. You should know every part of your resume and proofread for typos and grammatical mistakes. Cover letters are a passe now. Ram Prakash, please understand the attention span is reduced. Cover letter is something, an introductory note which you are saying that please read my CV. शुरू में starting few 3 lines. Be very simple and straightforward. Forwarding my CV for a position of statutory audit, please go through this. What happens is I keep receiving these long emails. Long emails doesn't work. Our attention span is reducing, so is the recruiter's attention span. So you need to understand that how do you handle it. Okay? Long sentences should be brought down to smaller ones. And the best thing is, if you have few friends, give the resume to him or her and say, boss, resume ka review karke de. They are the best critics, because वो self review threat आ जाता है ना. We always get that self review threat when we are trying to check our own work continuously, then we'll go into a self review threat. So please make sure that doesn't happen. Okay. What should your resume have at the end? It should have action words. It should have accomplishments. It should have skills that make you stand out. You should use active voice, minimum passive voice, easy to read, clear, type of free language. Correct? What you should not have. What you should not have is graphics. Don't give graphics. That's correct. Don't laugh on recruiters. They are the ones who get you into the companies. Okay, and please, I know what work HRs do. The stand-up comedy scenario keeps making fun of HRs that they only make rangolis. That is not the case. The moment you go 1 year above and 2 year above in an organization, the kind of issues HR handles with you are very high. Graphics are not needed in your CV. You are not sending a report. You are sending a CV. Declaration. This is a CV. This is not a declaration, and you are not the High Court or Supreme Court judge giving a declaration. Okay, it's not a legal document in that sense. मैं लिख रहा हूँ, मतलब you are saying that I am saying everything is true and best of my knowledge. Otherwise, you are a habitual liar. Liar, huh? It should not so happen. No? I was a part of organizing committee for so and so fest. Now this fest is very big. What exactly did you do? Were you a MOC? Were you a paper presenter or something like that? Otherwise, you are a flower on the wall of the show. It should not so happen. Manasvi, objective has to be mentioned. The objective should be not copied from GPT, should be customized as per your thought process. It might sound generic to say that, but you have to create your objectives properly. Okay. So hobby wala point is also there. For God's sake, don't put listening to music, watching Netflix, surfing the net and meeting people. These are not hobbies. Okay. So you don't do anything useful. That is what it's saying. Correct? These are small things. Now time for having some 10 minutes to see the resume templates. Yes, you can add your photo in the resume, and I am a personally an advocate of putting the photo in the resume. Personally, there is no rule. Many people will come back and say to you, "Mat likho." I'll tell you why. Because there are certain gender neutral names. Correct? Like gender neutral names, Shagun, Hunar. So these gender neutral names do not give an idea. Am I talking to a male or a female? And in terms of this nowadays online interviews, people don't know that somebody like, say for example, Hitesh Khatri gave his CV and then bribed me that Deepak, please appear in the interview because it doesn't have a photograph. You appear, I'll pay you 5,000 rupees if you help me clear the interview. So I became a Munna Bhai for Hitesh Khatri. Okay. So that will be a problem when Hitesh gets recruited. The person will say, I interviewed someone else and this person is a different one. Then that's an integrity issue. And all of you are very smart enough in terms that people nowadays in virtual interviews also have the backside screen working and prompting on the chat GPT the answers of the questions which the interviewer is asking. So nowadays interviewers ask you to rotate the camera and show that you are alone in the room for your kind information. And then the interview starts. Are you aware of this or not? Yeah, so you need to be ready for that. Wait. So I'll show you now few, we have got 10 minutes more. I'll show you few CVs. You have a look and tell me what is correct, what is incorrect, and there would be something good things also in those CVs. So first sample is this. I masked the name. I'm just trying to show you. This is one way of putting up a CV. So once you are able to read through, just let me know, so I'll scroll it down. Yes, formatting is a problem. Two columns can be done. If you go down, the person is able to show, but yes, the formatting, and this formatting has happened, I'll tell you why. Because he wrote everything properly, but the moment he converted, he was an iPhone user, the moment he converted and put it across in Word file to an Android phone or a Windows atmosphere and then converted into PDF, this happened. So jane anjane things become like this. Unknowingly you end up having troubles. That is what I am trying to tell you. First one done. Should I show you the second one? Second one. Preeti, I just said photo is not mandatory, but it's preferred. I just said this. Why not? If you are applying in Hyderabad and or other places, no problem. This person listed everything in a single column, so that's also one way. Okay, should I go for the third one? This is a simpler one. Summary, where are you asking, Mayank? The objective. Yeah, professional summary is fine. करना चाहिए. So that gives the context now what kind of a candidate you are. See, language proficiency is always an added advantage as compared to others, because that means you can be adapted at various places. So that shows your mobility. This is the third C. Fourth, the traditional chronological CV. Professional qualification, education details, work experience. This guy was working in GT. See, statutory audit disclosure is done in such a nice way. If you see the roles and responsibilities, it's something to learn. Make sense? The whole session will be available beta, so no worries on that. So you can use the session, understand. See, articleship experience. Great, man. See, the best part is nature of work. If you are trying to put up a CV which will be sharing multiple places, so you know statutory audit, there is a proper understanding. You know direct taxation, you know other areas, so everything is properly organized. Now this CV is going to 1.5 pages, it's perfectly fine. What the idea? So that was CV number 4. Just open up fifth one also. One. Fifth one is again on the same lines. So the photo alignment has gone from left to right. Otherwise things are similar. See, if you know the language, for example, Katriji, what you read? French elementary proficiency means I can just use basic. Correct? And the last one. Again the traditional one, but with some different way of highlighting your work. Correct? Score is depending on to you. Some people don't write scores only if they don't have better scores. In chartered accountancy, score क्या चाहिए, पास हो जाए यही बहुत है. If there are some special achievements like exemptions, you can put. If I would have been, I would have never put my score. I always passed on the boundary, and I still have survived. Correct? So that's it from my side in terms of making you understand, and gives you good amount of homework also today. And let me tell you, we'll be having a further set of sessions also. Tomorrow we'll talk about the LinkedIn profile, then we'll talk about the Naukri profile, then we'll have a session on investment banking. So the details will come up to you, and I hope all of you are connected with us. So what the best thing I can do is, if you can connect with all of each other, and you can share your LinkedIn IDs over the chat with each other, so you can network with yourself, within yourself. And if this session has made some sense to you, so I would request all of you to write a small feedback, so that we can improvise this, we can make this better for others also, and for the coming in terms of the next coming generation. And if you can put it on a LinkedIn that you attended a session, it made some value, that helps us gain the visibility. So can I ask if somebody will be able to do it right now, or will do it today? Because something, once the moment you log off, it goes away. So if you are able to do that, you can share your LinkedIn IDs with each other also right now. And if you allow me to open, if you are ready to open up your screens and your camera, so that I can click a photo of the session, if you all permit. Okay. So it's the same Ananya whom I taught. Anybody else who's ready to open up the camera, please? Mayank, great. Divya also has been my student, am I correct? Correct.
Clear to?
Oh, great.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Hi, Vineet. Good evening. So now I'm able to see Mr. Khatri. He came with a very sweet dairy milk and handed over it to Tarun sir for me, because he couldn't meet me after clearing his intermediates. I remember that.
Sir, how can we share our resume for the review?
Sorry?
How can we share our resume for the review by your team, or for making some improvements in that?
See, we did, I'll tell you what. The moment you say the one-on-one resume review, then it becomes a time-taking task for all of us, Vineet. So therefore, we have shared multiple things with you. We have given you the guidelines. Then you can work it on your own friends, and you can review with each other also. That is what I am
Actually,
trying to
sir,
tell you.
I'm a September 25 qualified chartered accountant,
That's
and
okay.
I have my CV is shortlisted, no doubt, but it is in the but just want to have that. Should I make it a 4 to 5 CV for the in domain specific, like a stat,
If you
internal
are able
audit?
to make domain-specific CVs, that will always help. That will always help. It will never be a problem. Okay, so I'm clicking the photo. If anybody else who wants to switch on the camera, please switch on the camera so that you can get clicked. Okay, just a sec. Oh yes. So this helps. And how many of you are going to write a small post with this particular image? All of you are there on the WhatsApp group, D2P? Are you all there on the WhatsApp group or not?
Yes.
How many of you are not there? I'm asking that. Who is not there? D2P. Shruti, just give me a sec. I'll just share the link of that WhatsApp group. Because that is needed. Here is the link. Here is a link of the WhatsApp group which you can subscribe to. The WhatsApp group is open for chats, so you can have your discussions, you can put your reviews. So may I ask who's going to put it on LinkedIn also? Yes or no? You had a session. Ananya will put it. Okay, thank you very much, Ananya. Shruti Samra will put it up. Thank you very much. And if you can tag me, that will help. I'm available on LinkedIn as Deepak Mulchandani. You want me to share that profile, or how about you? You want me to share that LinkedIn profile also? And there's a Telegram group also, Degree to Placements, which we have. So that's, I'll just have it with you. This is a Telegram group link also, which you can forward to your friends.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, Ananya.
Like, sir, as in I have not decided which profile should I go into, and majorly I've worked in internal audit. So apart from traditional roles like auditing and all, if I'm willing to go into international taxation or the law area, or I want to know some other new emerging areas for a CA fresher, so I wanted to get some insight into that. Like, should I just Google or find out from there, or like details of the profiles I wanted, like what is the work actually being?
No, use GPT better. GPT will help you even navigate better.
Okay, sir.
So there you go and put specific queries. The way I put the prompt today, na, so
Yeah.
specific prompt that I want to do this, I want to do that. Help me out. What a day in office will look like. What day-to-day task as a first-year person will do. And then try to do some cold emailings and cold messaging on LinkedIn to the areas of taxation or areas of international taxation whom you come in across. Ask them, can you give me 5 minutes, making me understand. And whenever you say na someone, when you reach out someone on a cold call or cold message, your message should be very clear and precise. For example, I am an international taxation expert, for example, and Ananya sends me a message. So what happens? Ananya says, hello sir, I hope you are doing good. I am also doing good. It's of no use. Simple. Hi, I am Ananya, a CA finalist. I find your international taxation profile exciting. I want to understand what a typical day for a fresher would look like, and what are the must-have skill sets which one should have to enter into this particular profile. A reference of a website or detailed material will help me, and I would be more than happy to have a call with you if your precious time permits so. Thank you. Khatam. You should not write long sentences. किसी को time नहीं है. Nobody has got the time. Correct? So these are the two ways. GPT, vis-a-vis, somebody cold call, message. Out of 20-30 messages you send, expect one to reply. Not more than that. Okay? Because urgency at your end, excitement at your end doesn't constitute emergency at somebody else's end. Please remember that always. Okay? So that's it for the day. Tomorrow we'll have LinkedIn and Naukri profiles in coming days. On
But I
Saturday
just
we will.
had one
Yeah, Mayank, you have a question, please.
small doubt. Sorry. So basically, I have done my articleship from tax and I've done my industrial degree in international taxation. But aim is to go into FDD, and I had seen some of your videos on YouTube. तो उसमें आपने बोला था कि stat audit is the way. तो अभी जो ईवाई का रिप्लेसमेंट आया था, I had applied for stat audit. Like, are there chances? Because I don't
See,
have
I'll tell
any
you what,
like very.
FDD, if you understand FDD, na, it's financial due diligence. So whatever you do in statutory audit, it get compressed into 15-20 days to the client to give a purchase consideration. इन एज सिंपल टर्म्स
हाँ,
एफडीडी क्या है, यही है कि अगर आप बाय साइड पे हो, सेल साइड पे हो, परचेज कंसिडरेशन निकाल के देना विद इन 10 days। जो काम ऑडिट को करने के लिए
बराबर
5 महीने मिलते हैं, आपको 15 दिन मिलेंगे।
बराबर सर।
सो
वही बोल रहा
दैट,
हूँ, मेरा स्टार्ट ऑडिट में एक्सपीरियंस
मैं वही बोल
बहुत
रहा हूँ,
कम है।
इफ यू वांट टू गेट इनटू एफडीडी देन द वे इज दैट ओनली।
Yeah,
इन
the
माय अर्लियर
I
वीडियोस यू वुड
applied
हैव
for
हर्ड
stat
दिस।
audit. Yes, yes. That's why I applied for stat audit in EY का pre-placement time.
करेक्ट, आप उसमें अप्लाई करो। अभी वी विल, अच्छा, अरे
Done.
आई फॉरगॉट, वी ऑल्सो हैव द प्री प्लेसमेंट ड्राइव गोइंग ऑन फॉर, प्री रिजल्ट ड्राइव गोइंग ऑन फॉर ईवाई। There is a form, so
Yeah.
can I share that form in the group right now with all of you? That will help. You can apply there also.
उसी से अप्लाई करा था सर।
अच्छा, आपने ग्रुप में जो मैंने शेयर किया था उसी से अप्लाई किया है?
हाँ, आपकी टीम से कॉल भी आया था, फिर उन्होंने बोला कि आप फॉरवर्डिंग इट टू EY,
हाँ,
so if your resume is shortlisted, we'll get back to you.
करेक्ट 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 करेक्ट। एक मिनट, आई जस्ट रीपोस्ट दैट फॉर्म राइट नाउ so that you all can apply
So,
easily.
is there chances? I don't have that much exposure. मतलब बुकिश नॉलेज तो है, बट कोई प्रैक्टिकल इतना नहीं पता है।
How do you convert it into practical knowledge? We discussed it today.
Yeah, sure.
Correct?
I'll work on it. Yeah,
So you need to work hard on that particular aspect and it will help you.
sure.
So
Thank you.
that's how you will be able to crack things. अब अपन ये सोचे कि simply it will work on my own, नहीं, you have to work on to that. For example, you want to navigate from your finance and taxation to that, so that you have to work hard on.
Sure.
This
Thank
is
you.
the form for EVAC. So if you all want to apply, you can apply. Okay. So thank you very much. We'll be in connect and we'll be seeing you tomorrow once again. Thank you very much. Bye bye. God bless all of you.